It's finally time to answer a question that most Strokes fans have probably been asking themselves for the past handful of years. How long must I wait? According to my calculations, well, if you're not including the EP, then 7 years. 7 years between albums. Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond ARTV. My name is John, and it's time for a track review of the brand new single At the Door by the rock band The Strokes. This is an interesting selection for the lead single from their upcoming album, The New Abnormal, that is due out April 10th. This is crazy, just first of all, that we're finally here. We're finally at the door and opening the door to a new world of music. We've gotten the voids, we've gotten solo stuff from Albert Hammond Jr. and the other guys, and it's been interesting, and I've loved some of it, but also at the same time, I've been missing the Strokes. And no, when you first listen to this song, you're probably not going to overwhelmingly think, yeah, there it is, classic Strokes, listen to those riffs. That's not it. In fact, the guitar touches here are very subtle, and while it threw me for a loop at first, I had to hang in there, keep listening, and I'm glad that I kind of waited a little bit and didn't just initially film a track review in the moment or anything, because my feelings have evolved. At the Door is a very lonely sounding song. It's about the turmoil at the end of a relationship, perhaps there was infidelity, and Julian Casablancas does a fantastic job on vocals. That is the most piercing thing that you're going to recognize. In fact, it's almost agonizing at some points in the track the way that he describes himself. An ugly boy, putting himself down in many ways because this partner has perhaps been unfaithful or something has brought the climax of the relationship just to a downward spiral. We see so many metaphors packed into this track, and lyrically, I do think this is a sharpshooter, and it's also interesting that we can hear Julian in the mix so well. It's almost a little weird, and it feels very Voidsy, if you will. If you've listened to Julian's side project there, then you'll know that that band has taken on a more synthetic direction while still incorporating alternative guitars, everything like that, and I really did love their last record, and this feels like a bit of a continuation of that. The synthesizers that open this track are so abrasive, they just penetrate immediately, and that can throw you off your game a bit, and you sit back and you're thinking, where will this go? How will this evolve? And I feel like there's some organ peppered in as the track continues on, and then I love right after Julian sings, or right as he sings, Struck Me Like a Chord, then the guitars actually kick in right there. I don't know if that was intentional, I feel like it was, but a good move. For a slow-burning synth-based ballad that's very different for the Strokes, this is still oddly catchy. Like, even as I film this review right now, I have several different parts and refrains of the track stuck in my head. It really escalates and elevates. We get that bridge, which does feel powerful, and then kind of an instrumental break where it seems like Julian is doing some choral type effects to his voice, and it can take some getting used to. I'm still not fully in love with the choices, but then that outro is really captivating, and just the more subdued vocals once again. I think a lot of fans expect Julian's voice to be buried in the mix, and you do get that a bit there. Not that you can't hear what he's saying, but I appreciate all of the little nods, and even though this doesn't necessarily feel like a typical Strokes song, you can still hear in some of the melodies and some of the way that the chords progress that this is something that the Strokes created. Would it have been more at home on a Voids album? Perhaps so, and I definitely want to see them break out of the box a little bit, but as I saw someone on Reddit put it, if this is the only song on the record that's not fully indicative of the entire sound, if this is the only one that kind of sounds like this, then I'm fine with it. I think it's definitely going to have its home. Almost a little bit of Daft Punk influence on this, dare I say, and in the music video as well. But overall, I might feel a little conflicted on At the Door, but I'm definitely inclined to like the track. I feel like it does make powerful statements. The lyrics are extremely solid, well written, even poignant, dare I say. And the backing instrumentals, they're there. You have to fully, I guess, realize exactly what they were trying to do to expand their sound, and I think that they mostly pulled it off, maybe a little bit more suited to the Voids than the Strokes, but it is what it is. It's the first track that we've got from their upcoming album, The New Abnormal, and I'm gonna give this a strong 3.5 out of 5, maybe even a light 4 could happen over time, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. Did your feelings kind of blossom over time the more you listen to this track as you continue to give it plays, or is it just not working for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this review. If you want to see me count down my top 10 favorite Strokes songs, then tap this card here, or tap here for another Strokes themed video. All of my social media accounts, including my Patreon, can be found in the description down below. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and I will see you soon for more content right here on Beyond ARTV.